Hi guys, Harry here. Welcome to Scrap Science. So today we're actually going to get around to using the metal melting furnace which we made in a previous video a fair while ago. We're going to be melting down a whole bunch of aluminium cans. I've just spent the last half an hour or so cutting up aluminium cans into tiny pieces to fit in our steel crucible, which we made last time, and so this should make it nice and easy to melt down a whole bunch of aluminium and then kind of pour it into kind of ingot. So I've positioned the crucible in the furnace with a bunch of aluminium in there. It's probably about 6 or 7 cans worth, and we'll just go ahead and turn on the gas and we'll see how quickly we can melt it down. If you have a look closely, you can see the furnace has had better days, but we've used it a few times since we've made it. There have been a couple of failed videos, but it seems to be holding together all right. It's just kind of crumbling around the edges. We'll see how it holds up for a prolonged aluminium melt. Any water left in the cans is boiling off very quickly. Probably can't see on camera there. That's getting nice and hot. So you can see we're getting red hot, so we should be getting close to melting the aluminium now. Very nice. Another couple of minutes and you can really tell now that it's nearly melted, because if we poke it, really crumbly and it'll just fall apart, so we should be nearly there. And another couple of minutes later, it's pretty much all melted down. We should be able to just do a pour of that. I won't film it because, well, there was a scene of that in the last video and I need both hands to pour the molten metal, so I'll get back to you when we've poured an ingot of aluminium. And that is the result of our first pour. It's really not much. I reckon we just left the aluminium in the furnace for too long and it all oxidized. So we're trying again with a few more and we'll see if we can get a little bit more than what we got before. Once again, this is going really nicely. It's taking a while, but should be melting pretty soon, I reckon. That's all the stuff from the second pour and the first pour together, including this stuff which we got from the very first furnace video. So it turns out our poor previous yields, from the fact that all the slag, or what we thought was slag, actually had all of the aluminium in it. We didn't leave it in the furnace for long enough, it turns out. Instead of what we thought is we left it in the furnace for too long and it all oxidized away. So that's good. We do actually have a fair bit of aluminium. There might even be a little bit left in the crucible. So we'll put that back in the furnace and see if we can get as much as we can. And then we'll remelt it all back down into one big ingot. And so considering how nice and easy it was to get all that out, we've crushed down the rest of these cans and we're going to melt all of these down into the ingots and then melt them all down into one big one. And this is our last little pour there, possibly the biggest one yet. There's a bit of slag on the top there, but we'll be able to break that off and add it to our collection of aluminium pourings. So we've got the final meltdown in the furnace right now, and we'll just pour that out into our little piece of angle iron and then add it to our collection. And that is looking pretty good. Best one yet, I reckon. We'll let that cool down. And so now that we're done, I reckon we'll put in all of these, just chuck them in and make one big ingot of aluminium. So we'll go ahead and stick all of these in the crucible. Just a couple more to put in and we'll be done. Nice. Look at that. for the final pour now. Oh yeah, look at that. That's good. Cool. And there you go. That's the total amount of aluminium we got from like a full bucket full of cans. We had this bucket full of those cans that we were crushing. So I think that's pretty good. Not that we've got any use for aluminium right now, but that's pretty good to have for any time that we need to melt it down again. Just use these ingots. There you go, quick scrap science video this time. Nothing went wrong. It was all good.